The 7 levels do more than create attraction. They rewire the human mind, and the deeper they go, the harder they become to escape. Most people think attraction is emotion, a feeling, a temporary experience. But psychology tells a darker story. Because attraction is not passive. It changes behavior. It alters thought. It reshapes perception. And each level changes the brain differently. That is what makes this dangerous. Because most people never notice it happening until they are already changed. Level 1 begins with visual recognition. The brain scans instantly, without conscious thought, without permission. It evaluates, measures, responds automatically. This happens faster than awareness itself. The mind has already reacted before logic can intervene. This is primitive attraction, fast, instinctive, automatic, but harmless, at least at first. Because level 1 fades quickly, unless it evolves, and when it evolves. Level 2 begins. Lust changes mental focus. Attention narrows immediately. Thought becomes repetitive. The mind revisits the stimulus constantly. This is where imagination enters, and imagination is powerful. Because imagined connection often feels real. The brain does not fully separate fantasy from anticipated emotional reward. That creates anticipation, and anticipation creates craving. This is why level 2 feels intoxicating. But still, this is surface chemistry, temporary, replaceable. Then comes level 3. This is where attachment forms, and attachment changes everything. Because now the mind creates expectation, patterns begin. The brain starts predicting presence, predicting response, predicting reward. And once prediction exists, dependence can begin. This is where absence feels noticeable, where silence feels heavier, where emotional weight increases. Most people stop here, thinking this is love. But psychologically, it is only structured attachment. And this is where danger starts quiet. Because once attachment stabilizes, the mind seeks deeper certainty. That need creates level 4. Obsession. This is where attraction invades mental space. Uninvited constantly. Thought loops begin. Focus narrows dangerously. The brain prioritizes one emotional source above all others. And this changes behavior fast. Routine shifts. Attention fragments. Decision-making becomes distorted. This is where attraction becomes control. Not external control. Internal control. And most people cannot recognize it. Because obsession often feels meaningful, important, necessary. That illusion is powerful. And this is why level 4 changes everything. Because level 4 removes neutrality. There is no casual thinking here, only fixation. And fixation always demands escalation. That escalation creates level 5. Psychological bonding. This is deeper than attachment. This is identity influence. The brain begins synchronizing emotional responses. Patterns mirror each other. Behavior adapts subconsciously. Internal states shift relationally, and this happens quietly, almost invisibly. People begin changing themselves naturally, not intentionally, not consciously. That is why level 5 feels powerful, because it feels organic. But psychologically, it is restructuring. The self begins adapting, and adaptation creates dependency pathways, which opens level 6, addiction level attachment. This is where reward circuitry becomes dominant. Presence creates chemical reinforcement. Absence creates discomfort, withdrawal, mental instability. The connection stops feeling optional. The mind begins requiring it. This is where rationality weakens dramatically. Priorities shift unnaturally. Behavior becomes irrational, yet still feels justified. This is what makes level 6 dangerous, because logic can see the damage, but chemistry resists correction. This creates psychological conflict, and conflict deepens attachment further. That is the trap. And then there is level 7, the level psychology cannot fully explain. This is where every theory breaks apart. Some believe it is total neural synchronization, a complete psychological merger. Some believe it is identity dissolution, the collapse of emotional separation. Others believe level 7 is myth, a symbolic warning, not a real experience. But the strange part is this: across cultures, across generations, across completely different psychological frameworks, descriptions remain disturbingly similar. People describe transformation, permanent internal change, a before and an after, almost like crossing a threshold and never returning fully unchanged. That is what makes level 7 terrifying. Not certainty, but consistency. Too many people describe something similar without being able to explain it clearly. And that raises the question, what if level 7 is real? What if there is a stage beyond obsession, beyond attachment, beyond dependency? A state where attraction becomes psychological reconstruction. If that exists, what does it do to the human mind? That is where this becomes unsettling. Because script 3 goes deeper, much deeper. Next, we explore what level 7 supposedly does, and why some believe it permanently alters perception.